Marshall Plan is about equity. Equity, how so? Equity in meaning that when we engage with another country or another region of the world, that we're not looking simply to how to get the most and give the least, right? How to get their sugar, how to get their oil, how to get their uranium, how to get their stuff and give them nothing, or give the elites of that country a little bit so that they can keep the others in line. How can we break away from it? How can we have a policy based on equity? Some of us in the progressive movement, the hair on the back of our neck bristles when we talk about trade. But you and I know there's nothing wrong with trade in and of itself. Something's wrong, however, when we have the attitude that my oil is under your sand. And so I'm going to get it from you, and I'm willing to end your life to do it, and ruin your society to do it. Equity. The idea that we should trade value, things we need for things they need, of value. This the American people will benefit from. Halliburton may not benefit from it. They may not like it. British Petroleum may not like it. You know, Lockheed Martin may not like it. A lot of people may not like it, but you will like it because you will get things you need and other people around the world will get things they need. So we insist in our interaction with other nations, particularly in the commercial area, that we give value for value. We want to drink coffee. We'll pay you for it. No problem. These are the kind of things that we've got to infuse our trade policy with these ideas. We've got to infuse our policy even outside the commercial arena in this area. Diplomatically, we've got to understand that it's not about imposing will on other countries through economic warfare, like all these sanctions that we're so fond of. These are the kind of things that they've got to mark us. And these are the kind of things that we've got to keep our mind on. Equity has got to be how we interact with the rest of the world. And I'm telling you that many of the problems that we are facing today find their roots in colonial relationships that are fundamentally premised on inequity. And the reactions of people in what we used to refer to as the third world sometimes are human enhancing, are life enhancing, and sometimes they're ugly and reactive and revenge oriented. We don't operate on the basis of illusions that everybody is going to operate in the best intentions and in the most well-motivated way. But we do understand that much of what we're seeing is a reaction to historic colonial relationships and neo-colonial relationships. When we discuss Iran, we should be discussing what happened in 1953. And that does not require us to say that the oppression of the Green movement in Iran is just fine. We can reject that abuse of human rights as well. But we have to understand that we lit a fuse in 53 that exploded in 79, and we're all dealing with that problem right now. And we have got to set the relationship right. And you can't tell me that 30 years of not talking and 30 years of sanctions and then a few months of dialogue is going to solve the problem. It's going to take a little longer than that to work out the problems. And we should not allow these neocons to abandon dialogue because it didn't work within a finger snap. We gave a long time to hostility and aggression. We didn't give much time at all to dialogue. And then we set time limits on it. We shouldn't set any time limits on it. And we also shouldn't believe that somehow Ahmadinejad is, a great moral force in the world. We don't have to say because we made mistakes in the past that every reaction to them is a positive and good one. We can maintain a certain level of moral consistency. Let me say that I need your help on HRES 1016. That's the Global Marshall Plan. The plain fact is Americans don't feel secure until the rest of the world feels like they're getting a fair shake. And this is about equity again. The United States of America, we can do this. Last year on my trip to Dadaab region, which is the northern region of Kenya. In Kenya, I saw effective health interventions helping people in extremely vulnerable situations. I also found an incredible people of Dadaab working to reduce HIV transmission, improve nutrition, train midwives, and in Africa, I also saw great progress in reducing mother-to-child transmission of HIV. I also visited a town of AIDS orphans and women struggling to care for them. Kenya is a great case study for a smart global health policy, which we need to be in the mix of guiding. Not as charity, but in a way to help elevate that bottom billion or more so that they can interact as peers on a commercial scale with the rest of the world. This partnership is just one example of how you and I can shape our nation's foreign policy, and we need to be active and engaged because the people who don't agree with us are active and engaged. Trust me on that.